Well, right now we will be looking at local government autonomy, and joining us to talk about the ongoing debate on local government autonomy is Honorable Kehinde Odeneye, former member Lagos State House of Assembly and Chartered Accountant. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Point of correction, is not Lagos State.
Oh.
House of Representatives.
House of Representatives.
Two-timer.
Two-timer,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you for joining us
Thank
all
you
the
very
same.
much. Thank you very much.
All right, now let's head straight to the issue on the ground, talking about local government autonomy. And as you know, the NFIU talked about kicking off a regulation where local governments now have access to their funds.
Yes.
But opinions have been rife with regards to that, looking at the fact that the 1999 Constitution states control the local government funds. Now, where do you stand on the divide on this? Because some persons have said that the guidelines are faulty.
Ordinarily, we're supposed to have, as provided for in the Constitution, we're supposed to have 3 tiers of government, the federal, the state, and the local government. So, and I do not see any reason why the controversy, I do not see any reason for the controversy because if you look at it critically, you realize that the local governments are actually those ones that are very close to the people. And I think it do a lot of good for any government or the governors to accept, at least most of the, rather than the governor or the deputy governor or any state official going directly to the local people, I think it's very good.
So why do you think that the governors raised the eyebrows against this?
Yeah, you see, the major problem with this issue is simply because most of the governors make use of the funds of the local government, both at state level, and also do projects for the local government, ordinarily. If you even look at it, you even realize that most of the things that are provided for in the law that the local government are supposed to be doing are now being overtaken by the state government, even in terms of revenue generation and those sort of things. So you realize that the way things are presently, is as if we do not have any local government. So I think it's very good for our democracy that power returns back to the local government, and it's going to carry a lot of people along. The grassroots will be carried along. They will know what is happening. So
your confidence this will deepen democracy and strengthen?
Definitely.
In what aspects?
See, even in terms of infrastructures, in terms of carrying along the people at the grassroots, in terms of giving back the dividend of democracy to the people and that sort of thing, it's going to really affect the local people. Even roads. Let's put it this way. There's no way the governor can know the people more than the local government officials or the chairman, you understand? Because they are from there, they know what the problems of the people have, they know what the people are yearning for, they know what to give back to the people. So for the mere fact that the governor went around the whole local government during election campaign does not necessarily mean that he knows the people more than the people that are actually with them there.
So how confident are you that when given this autonomy, which is supposed to, June the 1st was when it was supposed to kick off. Yeah. We don't know how effective it has become right now, but then how confident are you that the local government chairman and all the councillors and all of that will be able to justify the use of this funds?
Yeah, the simple truth here is that we now know who is to be held accountable. Unlike what we have presently where the states take all over the money and give to the local government what they feel should be given to them or what they feel that they need, you understand? And if you look at it critically, if you look at all over the state, except Lagos State, if you look at all over the state, probably because Lagos State has enough to generate and they've been able to, do a lot of projects even at local level. But go to other states, you'll find out that what you see most times is just the development of the state capital. Outside the state capital, we do not have any good roads in the local areas, the interiors and those sort of things. So the people there do not really feel the presence of government very well. But now, rather than beaming light on governors directly on what is happening at the state and local government areas, we now know who and who are accountable. So if you know how much comes to your local government, there are projects that local government, you find a lot of local government authorities having budget and those sort of things, and you continue to wonder, what are they budgeting for when they don't even have control over the funds? And they don't even have any meaningful projects on ground. But now we have No, we know who is to be accountable for, who is to be held.
But don't you think the Constitution, where the Constitution stands, will pose a challenge, so to speak, on the proper implementation of this?
How?
Seeing that the funds are supposed to be under the state legislature are supposed to, give out these funds to the local government. And because even last year, 27 out of 28 legislators voted against the fault alteration. Yeah,
because you see, those people that voted against the autonomy of local government were actually influenced by their state government. You understand? But the way things are now, even in the Constitution, as I said earlier, it is clearly stated.
All right.
We have the 3 tiers of government, and everyone is supposed to stand on its own, although they could have joint operations.
All right, Honorable Odeneye, thank you for your time.
The local government is that tier of government that should be the closest to the grassroots.
Over the years, many have been clamoring for its independence. Constitutional amendments by the 8th National Assembly to grant autonomy to the local governments were rebuffed by the State House of Assembly.
Just recently, the Nigeria Intelligence Financial Unit and state governors were at loggerheads over the former's new enforcement regime aimed at barring states from meddling in local government funds, a practice, it says, undermines the financial autonomy and effective service delivery at the country's local councils. Joining me now to talk about the ongoing debate on local government autonomy is Honorable Kehinde Odeneye. He is a former member of the House of Representatives, and he's also a chartered accountant. But one thing they say is that once a member of the House is always a member of the House. If you're a lawmaker, you're always a lawmaker. But it's good to see you, really.
Thank you very much.
Now, you were in the House, and you were in that part of lawmaking system. Is there a controversy between the Constitution granting autonomy to local government as the 3rd tier of government and the role of the House of Assembly overseeing and supervising the local governments?
Yeah, let's get it right. The House of Assembly, the State House of Assemblies, do not supervise local governments. Okay. What they simply do, or what they can do, is simply the same thing that the National Assembly does on ministries and parastatals of the federal government.
So where did that idea come from? The idea where the state government controls everything and even, dissolves elected local government, set up caretaker committee chairmanship and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's an abnormal thing that has to be corrected, and that is why the amendment that was made or that was passed by the National Assembly had to be made. So going forward, we want to see a system that works. We want to see a system where the grassroots benefits. We want to see a system where people are held accountable. We want to see a system that works perfectly. And, what we have been able to do by the passage of that amendment is for the grassroots people to have the full benefit of governance. And that is exactly what led to that passage. Now, it's not as if the Constitution has not, does not have some laid down rules. But over time, the system changed, and the governors took over everything that belonged to.
Now, in the original, the ideal idea of local government as a 3rd tier of government,
yes,
is there meant to be a concurrence? The way there's a concurrence between the federal and the state governments, is there meant to be a concurrence between the state governments and the local governments?
Yes. Okay. The 1999 Constitution as amended spells out those matters that are of local government, that are of state, and that are federal. And there are some between state and federal that both legislate on, and also state and local government. It goes as far as market and some other things.
Yeah, but by putting local government under the residual legislative list,
yes,
does that not automatically put it in the hands of, or playing into the hands of state governments?
Ordinarily, the people that crafted the Constitution, by putting them where they put them, would not have emphasized that the state government were going to totally cease the operations of the local government. That was not the intention.
How helpless is the Nigerian system right now? Because as it is, no one is going to court over this. The idea or concept of caretaker committee chairman have been there for close to 20 years.
Yes.
No one is going to court to challenge that.
No one has, no. I think at a point in time, probably those ones that were removed had gone to court to challenge.
Okay.
But unfortunately, there was no precise pronouncement. But with this autonomy that is being put in place now, and I want to actually appreciate the president for ensuring that this has come to stay. Because the essence of governance is to ensure not just giving back dividend of democracy to the people, but also to ensure security and so many other things.
All right. Now, this seeming face-off between the state government and the NFIU, where do you see it going? What scenarios can play out?
The president has given support to NFIU. So, with time, I see the governors keen into it.
Okay.
They have no options.
All right. Honorable Kehinde Odeneye, former member House of Representatives, thank you very much for coming on the
Thank you
program.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.